Hey there guys, we're taking a look at DMC Devil May Cry running on the AMD Ryzen 5 5500U. Now the game is currently running at 1080p with the high graphical settings, and the performance that we're getting out of this game is actually really fantastic. The 1% lows right now look a little low, but that's really mostly because of the cutscenes and things like that. When you're actually in the game, the performance is very smooth and very consistent. This is some pretty incredible levels of performance. I was having an absolute blast playing this game. In fact, it's actually performing better than the Devil May Cry 4 special edition that was released a year after this came out. Even though graphically speaking, it doesn't really look better than this at all. But really, overall, what lets you know that we're having a really good time here is, of course, those frame time charts. They are very smooth. They are very consistent. This is pretty much going to be the most ideal scenario for playing this game. And I mean, if you had a high refresh rate monitor, you could actually get some very good levels of performance out of this. It's funny to think that this is actually running better than the system that I had when this game first came out, but I guess that's what a decade of technological development will do to you. I actually really wish I still had my original graphics cards that I sold off like a few years ago. Actually, I held on to them for a very long time, really. Even after that I had replaced them, I still had them just sitting around, but I ended up just eventually selling them, and I really regret that because I actually still have the original CPU that I had back then. For the first actual gaming PC that I had that wasn't just a family computer that I just happened to play some games on, I managed to actually get an i7 2600. Now I didn't get the K version. I pretty much ended up cheaping out there, and I regretted that ever since. But I wish that I still had the Crossfire to HD 6950s. Those things were absolute power-hungry monsters that really were more of a headache than they were worth, but it was an interesting setup for sure. I remember actually what prompted me to upgrade was Battleborn. The beta for Battleborn ran so poorly on there that I was like, you know what, screw it, and I actually upgraded to a GTX 970. And of course that 970 now has held up better and at least beats this out in terms of performance, though the next generation of iGPUs are looking to be actually relatively competitive with a 970. But overall, this game runs absolutely perfectly on this chip. You're going to be able to have an absolutely great experience. Now, you can turn things up to the ultra settings if you want a more 60 FPS experience, but I don't know why you would really want to sacrifice the FPS just for pretty much no noticeable visual quality increase. But anyways, I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time.